Hello everyone and welcome to this special little video, which is just to announce that the dev kit for the game has now been released. Everyone that sent me an email offering to help should now have received a copy of the dev kit, so if you haven't, please do let me know, and if anyone else would like to have a copy, then do send me a quick email. I also just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has offered to help. I really appreciate that so many of you want to get involved with this project, and I am very much looking forward to seeing what we can all achieve together. This video is just going to be explaining briefly how exactly you can get involved with the development of this game and what sort of content you can help to create. So if you're not really interested in working on the game, then there's probably nothing of interest for you in this video, but for those of you who are wanting to help, these are all of the ways that you can get involved. If you want to help out by making some models for the game but you aren't such a fan of texturing models, then that's absolutely fine. In the email that you'll have received from me, you'll find a load of links to lists of entities and items that I'm hoping to have in the game when it's released. If you check out the entities list or any of the items lists, you'll be able to see which models haven't been created yet, because the model column for that item or entity will be red. When you've chosen a model that you want to work on, just add a comment to the relevant cell to let me and everyone else know that you're working on that model, and then you can make the model. You can also create models that aren't on the list if you want, but there's probably a slightly higher likelihood of your model getting into the game if it's on the list. Before you make any models though, please do check out this video I made explaining all of the things you need to know about making models for the game and what settings to use when exporting them. When you've finished your model, please email me the model's blend file or the exported OBJ file if you're not using Blender. If for some reason you enjoy making textures and texturing models, then this is the perfect way for you to get involved with the game. Have a look through the entity list and any of the item lists to find items or entities that have a model made but no texture. There will always be a link to download the model in the model column, so you can download it and then texture the model. Don't forget to leave a comment in the texture column to indicate that you're working on that texture. Once you've finished, please email me the textured model as a blend file or OBJ file, and also send me the texture. Before you get started though, it would be useful to watch the model video, and if you're texturing an item model, then please watch this video about creating items, because it contains some very important information about texturing items. When you've finished texturing the model, it would be really useful if you could go one step further and use either the entity editor tool or the item editor tool to turn the model into an item or an entity, and fill in as many of the settings as you can. If you do that, then send me the entity or item file that you create, but please also still email me the model's blend file or OBJ file, so that the model can still be edited in the future if necessary. If you're happy to create and texture models, then that is great. Check out the entity and item lists to choose which item or entity you would like to create. Again, don't forget to watch the model video first, and also the item video if you're going to be making the model for items. Send me the model as a blend file or OBJ file, along with the texture that you've used when you're done. But as before, I'd really appreciate it at this stage if you could use the textured model that you've created to make an actual entity or item file using the dev tools. When you're done, send me the entity or item file along with the model's blend file or OBJ file. If image editing is your thing, then maybe you'd be interested in helping to create icons for items. If that's what you'd like to do, then check the item list to find items that need an icon created, and remember to leave a comment if you decide to make it. Before you do though, please watch the video about creating icons, because there's some special stuff that you have to do when making the icons for combat items. When you're done, please send me either the updated item file with the icon now set, or just send me the icon image file. If you're not such a fan of 3D modelling, then you can still get involved by using the entity editor to edit entities and give them particle effects, collision boxes and sound effects, etc. Have a look at the list of entities to find any entities where the model and texture have already been created, but the entity is missing required components. Hopefully the entity file should already have been created and will be downloadable from the overall status column, but if it's not, you'll have to download the entity's model and texture and use the entity editor to create a new entity. check out this video on how to use the entity editor and send me the updated entity file when done. I haven't planned very much with sound effects yet, but if you're interested in creating some sounds for the game, then there is a small list of ambient sounds that the game needs. There'll be many more sounds added to this list in the future, but it's there for now if anyone enjoys making sound effects. The final way that you can get involved with this project is to help create new particle effects by making particle texture atlases. Choose from the particle atlas list or come up with your own ideas and then create the atlas as explained in this video. So that's all the ways that you can get involved with the development of the game for now. I'll be redoing the game's animation system soon, so if you are hoping to contribute animations to the game, you'll be able to do that fairly soon. And I'll also be releasing the world editor at the beginning of next year so that the creation of the world can begin. But yeah, thank you guys so much for offering to help out, it really means a lot, and I can't wait to start working with all of you and seeing what you guys can create. And I really hope that together we can make this game very special. Thanks again guys, don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions at all. Have a fantastic weekend, keep in touch, and I will see you all next time.